waiting for. Please welcome the Pelbros Podcast.
No, shut the fuck up. Wait, no, shut the fuck up. I'm the fucking star of this fucking show, right? Fuck off. Fuck you. No, you listen to me, okay? I'm the fucking star. Okay. Oh, shit. Hey, sorry guys. Hey, how's it going, everyone? It's the Pelbros here with another episode. I believe it's episode 37 or so. It's your host as always, or like co-host as always, Ryan DW. James is not here, unfortunately, but we have a guest on board. He's actually been here before. What was the name again, sir?
The name is Tomiqi. Tomiqi. No Q.
Yo. Wait. Alright. Now you fucking with me, man. Like you fucking with my vibe, man. Like us. All right.
I'm
talking shit. I'm talking shit.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I'm like.
That's cool. That's cool.
I don't want the smoke. I've seen you fight. I've seen you fight. I think you killed a dude on accident. Oh wait, no, it shouldn't be on the show. All right, go ahead.
Bro, don't say that shit on the fucking record. But all right. Obviously, everything that we say here on the recording on the Pelbros episode is just satirical comedy. So don't take anything to heart.
Especially Ryan's basketball predictions.
I haters gonna hate, bro. I'm just saying it's been on fire every year, bro. I told these motherfuckers we wasn't gonna make the playoffs. We ain't made the playoffs. I told these motherfuckers that, the Clippers were going to be, killing it. That's also the reason you're here, et cetera. The Bucks is going to be killing it, but people didn't want to listen. Here we are. Correct as always. But yeah, obviously the reason why we have this guest on board, because he has a fucking sexy ass microphone, a Blue Yeti representing, right?
Oh, baby, Blue Yeti, 199 RRP. AUD.
Yeah. Oh. And that's AUD, son. Yeah. So apart from that too, secondly, if you guys are not familiar with our dear friend Tommy, he was actually who we lost our virginity to when it comes to guest appearances, not like actual virginity. And for both of us, that'd be a bit weird. Anyway, you haven't even met him yet. You haven't even met James. You didn't even know James. But anyway,
I've heard his voice. That's enough.
Yeah, that's all that needs to be done, eh? So yeah, and obviously with that, he has been on our show beforehand, and that was a show specifically talking about, Clippers being the favorites and whatnot in, today's NBA or like this season, and obviously the clickbait title we're going for here with this episode is, can the Clippers tie the series? So who better than to bring on board than the man himself, Tomiqi, right? So we'll get more into that in a second, Mr. Tommy.
Yes, sir.
Was there another reason why I'm bringing this guy on board? I can't remember if I had something in my head. I had a joke.
You like me as a human being? Or that could be a joke, right? That'll work.
I mean, you could interpret it as a joke, but yeah, I mean, yeah, he's chill, whatever. I guess that's whatever. And we're here because Pelicans don't really have too much content. I mean, there is some content we can kind of discuss. Oh, I think I already discussed that last episode, to be honest. But in general, it's a slow news week, and we're just looking for fucking shit to create for you guys. Okay. Anyways, though, let's do a bit of housekeeping. Obviously, this is the Pelbros Podcast as per usual. So, Pelbros Podcast on YouTube, on all audio platforms too. You can listen to what we cooking up and whatnot, and obviously Pelbros on Instagram for all your goodies. And what can I say, we're legitimate business people, so we got a website, pelbros.com also.
Yes, sir.
But I don't really check it, so I hope it hasn't like crashed or anything, or it hasn't got hacked. But yeah, it's there, just so you know. Anyways, so yeah, I guess before we properly dive into today's episode and whatnot, I do want to say I do want to say, obviously me and Tommy are both representing Sydney. Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah, 2145.
Yo, you doxing it, bro. But yeah, pretty much around that area, 2150, 2145, 2144, 2142.
We're from the west.
2140s. Yeah, we're pretty much from the west. Grew up out in the streets, homie. But apart from that, though, I do want to say what has just happened is, I do want to bring it up, is pretty much, so it's, the time of recording is Saturday, 11 p.m. We always out here working, hustling on the weekend. Do I have to fucking keep saying this? Remind you motherfuckers.
Demon time.
Yeah, and we're doing this shit for free. Motherfuckers trying to talk to me about the grind, but get the fuck out of here. Anyways, apart from that, Saturday, 11 p.m., So basically, it was 6 p.m. So 5 hours ago, Sydney's back in fucking lockdown, bro. Like COVID lockdown, mate. For at least 2 weeks. Pretty shitty news, don't you? Would you not agree, Mr. Tommy?
Yes, sir. Coronavirus, and I think like I don't want to give like a political opinion. Let's stay neutral, but you know, I think most people, no matter what side they lean on, would probably agree that the government here could do a little bit of a better job when it comes to managing potential outbreaks. So because you know, coming from a family full of like immunocompromised people, it's makes it especially tough for me to be able to go out, do some stuff now. For instance, you and I, we're both gym rats. We're chiseled like Greek gods, and
what can I say?
Our gyms have now been shut down. They responded very fast to the lockdown announcement, put it up on their Facebook pages. Now we can't get no gains.
It's quite a shame, but I was lucky enough to actually get in a very, very quick session just before 6 p.m. I jumped on around like 4 p.m. I was like, fuck it, let's go. Fucking yeah, bro. Had a fucking workout. And for me, I've just been getting back into the gym. So like for the past like month, like I had been getting snucked in by my mates and whatnot. But this week specifically, I was like, I'm a changed man, bro. I'm a legitimate business person. So I actually signed up or re-signed up to the gym. And what was killer, right, was that, so I went yesterday, so Friday night. That was like the first kind of like instance in which I'm like, oh shit, my muscle memory is kicking in. So I was like, fuck yeah. And then today, same fucking thing. Fuck yeah, bro. I'm the fucking man. But you know, when the man's getting hot, obviously, no, like when, by the man, I mean myself. So when your boy is getting hot, obviously the quote unquote, the man has to hold me down. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, the man. They don't want you to succeed. Who is
they don't want us
knows?
to win. Yeah, Oy vey.
Who knows?
Anyways,
yeah, it's pretty unfortunate that as soon as you were getting some momentum, that had to shut down. That's the way these things happen sometimes.
It's part of the game. But actually, I do remember now what I was trying to bring up at the very, very beginning when I was introducing your ass. Basically, we are kind of doing this. We are recording this episode over a online call. I don't know if you guys have heard of this technology, but you know there is ways to call online. You fucking dickheads. Anyways, basically, Tommy has been experiencing some quote unquote lag spikes. So if like for some reason it's just like the audio is like a bit fucked up for a few seconds, just gonna have to fucking deal with it. But basically that's the reason, right? So just as a little disclaimer, I did promise to Tommy that I was going to bring it up, you know, because I don't want to leave any of our listeners, any of our great grand listeners, a sour taste in the mouth. You know, I don't want them to be like, yo, what the fuck, bro? This Pelbros fucked up for like 2 seconds.
Really brought it up. Are you lag shaming me? Are you ping shaming me? Nah.
Oh no. I ain't like that.
I do apologize in advance. Go ahead.
But if anything though, I do. If anything, I believe Mr. Tommy, before we probably get into the meat and potatoes of this podcast episode, I believe Tommy here has a couple of shout outs, or at least one shout out he'd like to give, I believe.
Shout out to my Discord server. We're in a Discord call at the moment. Shout out to my Discord server, Butt Boys, if you're listening. You're all fucking trash at video games, and I carry you so hard every night, and I feel like at this point I deserve monetary compensation, but I guess that's a discussion for another time. Nah, I love you boys. I love my mates. I love all my people. I love all my friends and my family, and my fans and my supporters, and my Patreon, and my OnlyFans. I can't do it without you. And I love my OG, Ryan O'Reilly. Ryan DW. Good man. Good human being. Good soul.
What can I say? Yeah, I mean, all I was going to say is that I agree with whatever Tommy is saying, and you know, this man's a fucking professional at work, so you guys better start fucking paying him. If he starts asking fucking money, you guys should be fucking, you know, grateful that he hasn't been asking it for this fucking long. So shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Anyways, because eventually it's gonna be LGBT. Let's get this bread.
Hey, there you fucking go. Or what we were laughing at the other fucking week, PTSD, right? Do you want to say it?
Yeah, you need PTSD. You need to. Yeah. Oh no, go ahead. You set up the whole Vietnam thing.
Yeah. But basically, what we're laughing about with PTSD is just basically permission to suck dick.
You weren't there, man.
I'm just saying. not to your Discord boys, you don't have permission to suck my dick, but to any potential, fine fucking honeys listening in, pretending that they fucking give a shit about basketball and sports, so they can look cool with the guys or whatever.
Rachel Nichols.
Attention. Oh, anyways, okay, depending on like if you're on the scale and whatnot, but just in general, the point I'm trying to make is that if you're a female, then you do have PTSD. However, that is with a big asterisk, and that will be kind of 100% decided at a later time, at a later date. Anyways, let's go a bit too off topic here. I will say my quick shout out, if anything, is obviously shout out to James. Thank you for your blessings as per usual. And who else is there? I guess, and from that Discord, boys, Obey, what's up, baby? You know how it is. When are you gonna call me out for some fishing, bro? What, you think you're better than me or something? Ooh. You think you're too cool for me or some shit, bro? Ooh. Well, I can fish too. I mean, I've never fished, but I've done some fucking fishing at RuneScape, bro. What you know about that?
Facts. 99 fishing and catch fish with your hands.
Yeah, all right. I've been catching lobbies and shit. But anyways, let's get into this biatch, right? We're gonna be talking about some Clippers news, right? We're gonna be talking about the playoffs in general or whatnot. But I think let's just fucking start with the big fat elephant in the room. So the reason that you've been brought up on the fucking show today? Can the LA Clippers tie the series? So basically, the game will be going on maybe I'm guessing like 12 hours from the time we're recording right now. So
yes.
What do you reckon? Will you be watching the game first off?
Yes, I will be watching the game. My Sunday is free, especially now that circumstances have changed in our dear city and our dear state.
City that loves
opportunity me. to be free to watch some good playoff basketball. 11 a.m. I'll be watching. I believe the Clippers tie up the series. That's my personal prediction.
Okay.
So the answer to your question is, can the Clippers tie up the series? Is definitely yes, they can. The question is if they will. Man, that's a coin flip because the teams I think are pretty evenly matched. To a more general point, though, man, how fortunate is it that my team is still like in the playoffs this deep? So many months after I was on your podcast for the first time, and you were essentially G'ing them up more than I was because I had my doubts as a Clipper fan whether they can actually get the job done. And you've
been hurt before. Before.
Absolutely. And you were G'ing them up. A lot of it was Rondo and Cousins. But you generally had like quite a strong belief in, for instance, a lot of star-studded teams are top heavy, and so it depends on like at the highest level can their superstars perform. And you had trust in Kawhi Leonard. I absolutely also had trust in Kawhi Leonard. You can't distrust his playoff performances. But see, now he's gone down.
Unfortunate.
He went down in the Utah Jazz series, and man, I would
be
lying
if
was
a series and a half.
A series and a half, yeah. It was a series for the ages. It seems like Clippers have a series for the ages every series that they have. They have a penchant for drama. It seems like they can never do anything casually. It always has to be crazy. It has to be a spectacle. I would be lying if I said that I didn't lose belief in the team winning that series when Kawhi Leonard went down. Because how do you replace like 30 points a game on such efficient shooting, drawing so much gravity, drawing so much attention? It's like everyone has to step up. And the Clippers had been doing it throughout the season. But doing it in the playoffs is always a different story. When the game slows down and defenses can kind of zone in on you like that. But hey, I put the team on my back like I'm Paul George. Paul George stepped up with a massive Game 5 performance in Utah to win it in that madhouse in Salt Lake. Smart.
That was an amazing game, bro, because I remember, I think it was you that sent me the link saying that Kawhi Leonard had gone down, and I was like, bro, I think that's game. You know? But then I wake up, yo, Clippers are up. Yo, Clippers have just won. I'm like, all right. And then, obviously, with that, the miraculous Game 6 performance too. But, I'm just trying to say, I tip my hat off to you guys.
Yeah, it was a wonderful performance in Game 5 and Game 6 collectively by the whole team, particularly Paul George Game 5. Obviously, Terrence Mann, the hero of Game 6, just stepping up almost out of nowhere. He'd been working on his game all season, so he was bound to kind of break out, but to do it on that stage, that was astronomical. But it's like, how do you replace Kawhi Leonard's efficiency and his shooting and his all of that? It's a collective team effort, and I guess the Clippers just kind of stepped up. And it's funny, there's some Clippers beat writers, some journalists were saying like today has, when the news of Kawhi Leonard went down, they said that today kind of has all the markings of one of those just logic-defying Clipper victories where everything is against them. Their star player goes down. They're in an insane away hostile environment. The other team is the number 1 seed, best defense, etc. They're looking to close the series out, and then they just pull a win out of their asses, and then go home and close the series in another ridiculous 25-point comeback. Good gracious Ignatius, what a series that was! Sorry to harp so much on that series, but it was definitely a legendary series.
It needs to be brought up.
And this wasn't even this. We haven't even talked about the Mavs series, so it's like we can essentially just kind of talk about their whole playoff run up to this point, because everything's a story. Every game is a story. Every quarter is a story. Like everything, when you go into like the as much detail as, like, for instance, the first quarter in the third game against the Dallas Mavericks, they were already down 2-0, and then they go down, 30-11 in the first quarter. Everyone's thinking they're going to get swept. Like, if you tell someone at that exact moment that a week from then, like a week later, they would have defeated the Mavericks in 7 games and then go on to defeat the Utah Jazz in 6 games after losing Kawhi Leonard, if they somehow win a championship this season, it has to be, I wouldn't put a number on it, but it'd be in the upper echelon of kind of Cinderella playoff runs. The mitigating factor would be that other teams have had a lot of injuries, but man, the nature in which they win these games, with or without their star player, is just pure box office.
Yeah. No, I agree with you in terms of, like, basically, I guess, with this playoff run too, I can't say, like, Paul George has been, like, fucking amazing, but he's been doing what needs to be done, you know what I mean, to, like, keep you guys alive, keep you guys in it, especially after Kawhi's been down, right?
His play has been less, let's say, just monstrously efficient and, like, elite than Kawhi Leonard's, and that's no discredit to Paul George, because Kawhi Leonard's postseason, like, performances up to that point were on a level that was like maybe Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan, in terms of how much he was scoring and his efficiency, because he's averaging like 30 points this postseason, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, a block. His assist to turnover ratio is magnificent. His PER I know is a little bit outdated, but is at a 26. His true shooting percentages is something ridiculous, like close to 70%. So it was one for the ages. And then it's like, okay, well, you don't expect Paul George to be able to compete with that. But then you look at the dirty work that Paul George does. I'm not sure he's had a game where thus far in the playoffs he scored underneath 20 points. So he's averaging 27, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. He's essentially doing it all, like you said. He's leading all playoff performers in minutes played. He's averaging 41 minutes. He leads total minutes, and he leads in total points in the playoffs. So he's been essentially the man of the playoffs thus far, now that Kawhi Leonard is out and other top performers have been eliminated. Out of the last team standing, he and Trae Young are the guys that I'm like, wow, that guy's really putting the team on his back.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. And that's what I say, like, obviously not at the same efficiency or whatever it may be, but I feel as if he is, like Paul George specifically is, especially in this Sun series, is putting in the effort that needs to be done, right? But I mean, we can talk a bit more about Paul George. If anything, I want to say, obviously, just who you're already shouting out Reggie Jackson before, but obviously Reggie Jackson this postseason has just been fucking amazing in terms of, like, just an always reliable, consistently reliable, like, fourth quarter option. You know what I mean? Apart from that, though, very quickly, I do want to squeeze in just before I forget. If anything, who I've been the most impressed by for the past, like, couple of games, I don't know what your opinion on him is, but Pat Bev, I'm just like, yo, my boy, this guy's fucking, like, killing it. But I'm giving it back to you.
My take on Patrick Beverly is that it took him kind of a while to get back to the form that he was in at his peak last season. He had a few games where this season, in fact, a long stretch of games where he went down and Reggie Jackson was inserted into the starting point guard position. And that did 2 things. It allowed Reggie Jackson to get more comfortable with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, sort of playing off of superstars and becoming more efficient as a playmaker and a catch and shoot guy when the superstars have the ball. And that's paying dividends because I believe he's in maybe the top 5% in the league in catch and shoot efficiency. He's an absolute knockdown 3-point shooter when they pass it to him out of, say, a double team or a drive and kick when the defense collapses. It's like, at this point, like, Clipper fans are shocked if he misses a wide open catch and shoot 3. The other thing it did was take Patrick Beverly out of his rhythm. So when he came back, he didn't look that good, and people were clamoring for him to be benched. But getting some more minutes and getting some more reps in allowed him to get a little bit more comfortable. And back to the Sun series, I believe that if I had to attribute one, let's say, role player, because Paul George is going to pretty much be like the player of the game every game because of the attention he draws and how this ship would, completely sink without him. It's a miracle it hasn't sunk without Kawhi Leonard. If one role player won the game, it's between Ivica Zubac and Patrick Beverly. Patrick Beverly's defense, particularly as the game progresses, and his catch and shoot 3-pointers. Good examples being Game 3 against the Suns and Game 6 to close the Jazz out. He's been absolutely clutch on these shots in the fourth quarter. He's got massive nuts. He had clamped up Donovan Mitchell when they had been fortunate enough to match him up against Mitchell, and he held. He didn't single-handedly hold him to 10 of 40 shooting, but he played a big part in Devin Booker and Chris Paul having horrible shooting nights in Game 3, and also Devin Booker having a horrible shooting night in Game 2. Maybe that hit to the face and breaking Booker's nose might have contributed to it, but I will go out and I'll bet the house on that not being a malicious play. Because Patrick Beverly, he plays reckless at times, but he doesn't ever want to put himself in a position where he will be ejected from a game or taken out of a game. Like, he doesn't want to sacrifice himself for a star play because that means he'll be out of the game, and all he ever wants to do is play. All he ever wants to do is see his team succeed. So he's been a major factor in this team's success.
Yeah, man. I was gonna say, basically how I see it is, like, when I see Pat Bev get subbed in and whatnot, I'm just like, bro, it's just like this motherfucker's just been subbed in just to fucking make Devin Booker's life a hell, or beforehand Donovan Mitchell's life hell, and he does it, right? I'm just like, fuck, I love this guy, right? I just love seeing him fucking get into it, talk shit, and obviously draw some fucking fouls too and whatnot, right? But like, that's what I'm saying. It's just like a little fucking like pest, you just get fucking frustrated by him, but I love it for it, right? I was gonna say though, apart from that too, like you were mentioning it too, him being like clutch with those shots down the fourth. That's pretty much when it's fucking game, bro. Like when Pat Bev shoots the fucking like a fucking big three, just like down the stretch, like in the fourth. That's pretty much, it's game then. That's the fucking dagger. It's always dagger, and I love to fucking see it. And he just had one of those the last game, Game 3. So who knows? Maybe we'll get another one, Game 4. But yeah, bro. Like, what can I say? If anyone, obviously Reggie Jackson is the fucking man. But I'm saying specifically for the Sun series right now, I think you're agreeing too because you mentioned Zubac and whatnot. But specifically for this like Sun series right now, Pat Bev is the fucking man, I reckon.
Yeah, I think you can't go wrong with either one of these players. Patrick Beverly, it's funny, you go back to saying if Pat Bev's hitting dagger threes on you, it's over. That's a funny point to make because number one, I agree with it, because when Patrick Beverly plays well, and this also applies to Zubac, when this player plays well, this team wins like most of the time. Yeah. They can survive without him making his shots if he's still doing his usual stuff on defense, getting those dirty offensive rebounds. But in his career, he's averaging 38% from the 3-point line. So he's actually always been a pretty good 3-point shooter. It's just he has a lot of these stretches where he shoots terribly, or like he gets overconfident and he doesn't make the right decision to pass it out. But he's a sneaky good shooter. And I think that if he was like legitimately a terrible shooter, they would have trouble with like balancing his defensive tenacity with his offensive liabilities. And a coach like Tyronn Lue, who has like kind of a short leash for players who underperform, I'm not sure how much run he would get, but I think that Ty Lue sees his value on both ends of the floor, and that's why he's got a lot of trust in him, especially in this series.
Yeah, now I guess like big shout outs to Ty Lue, because even I myself, I've always fucking considered him a bit of a joker, but he's definitely earning everyone's fucking respect. Not even just Ty Lue, but obviously like Paul George, how much disrespect has been getting he's still getting disrespect, right? But his entire fucking Clippers team, Clippers fucking franchise, right? How much disrespect it's been getting for the past, not even just the past year, but you've been, for how fucking long you've been a fan, right? Probably since even before then, right? So it's good to kind of see it all coming together, right? Like, you guys still just fucking like sticking around, still just fucking pulling through. I love to see it, bro. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, that's why I would love to see you guys obviously not only just tie the fucking series with the game coming up, but then fucking winning the series. What do you think about that?
Winning this series would it's funny, they got to the conference finals after that Utah Jazz game to close them out without Kawhi Leonard, that miracle comeback. I'm like, anything that happens after this is just the cherry on top of the cake, because they're not favored to win the Sun series. They're not. I don't think they're favored to win the finals. Assuming the Bucks make it out, they might be against the Hawks on paper, but we'll talk about the Hawks a little bit later and how they're playing.
Yeah.
Winning the series would be fantastic. Winning the finals would be fantastic, but I think that. Considering Kawhi's injury, considering the fact that they had no Ibaka for much of the season, Batum, I believe, is Ty Lue doesn't want to reveal that Batum is kind of hobbled. That's why he only played, I believe, 14 minutes. And Marcus Morris is basically out there playing on one knee. I think the season is a success regardless, but your end goal when you have a star-studded team that's built for a championship is obviously a championship. So I think the team themselves believe that, it's championship or bust, at least this season. And back to your point about the disrespect, I've been a Clipper fan for just over a decade, and I think a lot of the disrespect is deserved. They had the Donald Sterling shit. They had a lot of players who a lot of people would consider unlikable, like Chris Paul, particularly in his prime, Blake Griffin in his athletic prime. And then they transitioned to having some other players that people would consider unlikable, like Patrick Beverly, Paul George. So I can understand the disrespect, but they get disrespected for some things that are warranted and some things that are unwarranted. Like roasting a franchise for just not being successful in general, I think is kind of whack, because if they don't get the free agents, and if they don't have the owners that are willing to spend as much money as other owners, it's like, what do you kind of expect from that franchise? Nothing other than to be like a little brother franchise. So they're in the position they're supposed to be in. And I think like Pelicans fans can attest to that. Is if you don't have much to go on, how much should you expect? But
true that.
When they started getting big players like Chris Paul, that trade to the Lakers was blocked, and so that rubbed a lot of Laker plebs the wrong way. I can understand a lot of the banter that was coming their way, choking multiple 3-1 leads. I can understand that completely. So, and I think a lot of the Clippers fans can agree that you kind of take it, you take it on the chin because it comes with being a fan of such a jokey, memey franchise. But a lot of fans are sharing those opinions while their teams are in Cancun. So that's always a feel good sort of counter thought.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I guess obviously we are both hopeful that we're gonna. You guys are going to win this series and then potentially even win the chip this season, right? But, there's the realistic, there's the, I've already fucking spoiled it. Basically, there's the hopeful fucking, prediction. But what would you say is your realistic kind of grounded kind of prediction when it comes to, first off, the series, and then after that, if there's anything else after that? I think, if you don't mind, I'm going to quickly, I don't know if I'm being too hopeful here, right? But even though CP3 is back in the game, probably Kawhi it doesn't seem like Kawhi is going to be returning this series, you reckon? Or
yeah, they're very hush about what he's doing. Yeah. So there's no real definitive answer, but an ACL sprain, it's a knee sprain, so in theory, he could be back, in game as early as Game 6. He could be back as late as Game 7 of the finals. But, you consider it's Kawhi Leonard. He could be back next season.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. So don't count on it. So what I would say then, I don't know. Maybe it's still just me being fucking hopeful or whatnot. But fucking Clippers in 7, my nigga.
It's funny. I've never had a prediction for this series, and a lot of it because guys are coming in and out of both rotations. Like most recent example is Campaign messing up his ankle in Game 3, and I think that kind of helped the Clippers because he's been killing the Clippers.
Cameron Payne going off.
Yeah, he's had a magnificent postseason. Shout out to him. But not against my team, fucking bitch. I like against the Mavericks, I had the Clippers in 5 to start the series. They went down 0-2. I'm like, I won't be surprised if they sweep the Clippers, but magically I've still got the Clippers in 7 just for whatever reason, call it a hunch. And then the Clippers come back and win in 7. I had the Jazz over the Clippers in 6. Clippers beat them in 6. For this series, I can't accurately gauge it. And I think that's a good thing because the teams are evenly matched in terms of talent. Like CP3 had been out, Kawhi has gone down. Yeah. with both teams fully healthy, I think the Clippers are legitimately vastly superior because they can stick dudes on Devin Booker who will just completely neutralize him. I think the Clippers are suffering from a few more health problems now, which would wear them down. So I would trust the Clippers to win this series if they could knock the Suns out a little bit earlier. I just think that the Suns... I think the Suns have just enough shooting to kind of like lift them over the Clippers if it goes to a Game 7. So I don't really know if they can pull off a crazy Game 7 victory like that in Phoenix. Like that arena is essentially on the same level as Salt Lake City, and maybe just like a tier and a half underneath Oracle Arena in its heyday. So I think that if the Clippers are going to win the series, they have to win it in 6, because I would get the Suns in 7. But man, I have this weird feeling that they just come out and just win 3 more games in rapid succession. Because Paul George is feeling the wear and tear, but he's doing what needs to be done. The rest of the team is doing what needs to be done. And something about Tyronn Lue, just the way it instills a lot of confidence in his team, it instills a lot of confidence in his fans, in the team's fans, because it's like it's almost like the team activates after going down 0-2, because they haven't won any games in the first 2 games of each series. And then their win rate they're like 9-1 in the games after that in each series. So it's like something just elevates the team when they have their backs against the wall, and they can ride a hot streak. Another thing to mention is the Suns had been, I believe, on an 8-game playoff win streak up until it was snapped in Game 3, because they'd won 3 straight against the Lakers to close them out, and then it was 4 straight against... It was 9 games, 4 straight against the Nuggets, and then they went up 2-0 against the Clippers. So they had won 9 straight playoff games. And so this was their first defeat in a while. So it's just like the question is, they tasted defeat for the first time in a couple of weeks. Are they gonna rise and like retaliate, or is it gonna be like, oh man, this team has beaten us, that maybe they've figured some things out about us? Is that gonna mess with their mental, because they're kind of outside of CP3 and Jay Crowder, they're a bit of a young team. My prediction, to make a long story short, I hate betting against my team, man. You're gonna make me look like a bitch betting against my team again. But because you've known me for a while, and would you consider me a logical guy or like an emotion-driven guy?
No, I'm also logical.
Fuck, I'm a hypocrite too, because I just told you about the stupid ass hunch I had that the Clippers would beat the Mavericks in their series.
Hey, bro, you gotta talk with your gut instinct too, bro.
Yeah, you gotta go with your gut. Yeah. Fuck the brain. It's all about the gut. My liver will handle what my heart cannot. And this is a logic-defying team. This is a logic-defying team. They've defied logic all year. So I say if the Clippers win this series, again, they got to win in 6. So I'm going to say Clippers in 6.
Okay. Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you, with your logic, in the sense, like, it would be fucking hard as fuck to win a Game 7. But my kind of thing is just like, damn, bro, like, Phoenix really not going to win another game. You know what I mean? They got CP3 back too. It's just like... But so I do definitely agree with your logic when it comes to, if Clippers want a realistic chance to win this, they need to freaking close it out ASAP. But at the same time too, it's just like, is Phoenix not gonna win another game? Like, just like one more? That's the red hot part for me. So I don't know. Like, I definitely agree with your prediction. If anything, I want it to be more true, but just like, I don't know. Like, a Phoenix not gonna win another game for this season is pretty much what we're saying. So, but at the same time, too, it's kind of true what you're saying in terms of, like, at that point, if they do win another game, can freaking Clippers win a fucking away game in freaking Phoenix's home court? I mean, Game 2 was a bit of like a toss-up, bro. Like,
it's funny. Game 1 was a toss-up as well. The Clippers have not been blown out at all this postseason, exactly, but they've been blowing teams out when they win. So I believe they're in like 9-7 in the playoffs, and their point differential is like 94 or 91 or something like that. The point differential is insane. So when they lose, it's a very close game, and when they win, it could be a close game, or they could just blow a team out. So it's kind of difficult to judge.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, I was watching that Game 2 live, and that freaking play. I think if anything, like so at the beginning, like those constant reviews was like in your Clippers' favor, but then it kind of like wasn't. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because then it gave Monty Williams the freaking time to freaking drop that fucking crazy alley-oop play for fucking Mr. Ayton and stuff, right?
Yeah,
So,
great coach, Monty Williams, fantastic coach, and that was a great pass by Crowder.
Yeah,
I think your man Boogie could have done a better job of like blocking his vision. To be honest,
and shit. Yeah, but I was just excited to see my boy on the fucking court in general.
He gave I think it was Dario Saric. He gave him a good old yammed on him.
Yeah, I guess with that then, all I'll say is that whether it's within 7 games or 6 games, both of us are on board that Clippers are going to win this series, right?
Yeah, I would not be really adamant or really confident because the Suns are on paper the favorites, and that's for a good reason, and they're healthier, and they got their boy CP3 back. A thing I wanted to address is that the Clippers have to finish the Suns quick, and I think that CP3 being back and being rusty will help them in that regard. The only issue is campaign is probable for Game 4. If he were out, and CP3 would have to pick up like the offensive load of campaign, who is like basically the leader of the Suns bench, and CP3 would have to take more shots whilst being rusty. That would help the Clippers, because if anyone counters this point, it's Chris Paul. But when you reinsert a player who takes a lot of shots and has a really high distribution, who's been out of the game for 10 days, might like not be fit, might not have his legs under him, it will affect the team probably more negatively than positively, even if he's like a great player. So I think CP3 being back and being rusty really helped the Clippers in Game 3. And I don't expect him to just magically not be rusty anymore in Game 4 after 2 days. I think he'll play better. I think he has to, because he and Booker can't combine for 10 for 40 if they're going to win another game in the series. But I also think that the Clippers will play better too, because they had a lot of deficiencies in Game 3.
It's true. And that's the thing. I don't feel as if that's the thing. I don't feel as if like Paul George hasn't had like a fucking, I guess, like a god tier performance like this series yet.
Yeah, he is due for one. He's due for a hot shooting game.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
we harp on about him getting like him doing the dirty work and doing what needs to be done to help his team win and all that stuff. But he's the kind of guy who from time to time just gets hot and just destroys a team and goes like 14 for 23 and like 6 out of 10 on threes, and it's like you can't beat that. So the only question is like if he's so fatigued where that game is just not like that game is not walking through that door. That's something that I would be concerned about as a fan of the team as well.
Okay, I mean, I guess to I like closing statements with the Clippers in general with that is, and the thing is, man, I did say on that episode that you jumped on for a guest appearance, I did say to you that I was going to bring you on for another episode, as Clippers go more deeper, and this is pretty much as deep as you can get, bro. I'm almost balls deep. I'm like halfway with the balls, but I'm pretty fucking deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I'm happy that I've got you on board, and it's despite it all, you guys are fucking still sticking around. So I think it's for a fucking reason. I do obviously wish you guys the fucking best. Not even talking about Rondo, Boogie, whatever. Just everyone else is just fucking gain my respect. It's a fucking solid fucking team. So
shout out to Reggie fucking Jackson, aka Reggie Vision, aka Mr. Goggles, aka Mr. June, aka Big Government, because he bails you out.
And aka the GOAT. Anyway, so I wanted to say too with that. So I guess closing notes is that Clippers, like, yes, to answer the clickbait title, Clippers can tie the fucking series. And they will tie the fucking series, motherfucker. And finally, after that too, they are going to advance to the finals, right? With that, they're going to obviously beat the Suns. So now that leads me to the second kind of topic I want to discuss. Do we both kind of agree that Bucks in 6?
Shout out Brandon Jennings, the greatest NBA player in history. Yeah, I would say Bucks in 6, unfortunately, but man, who gives a shit about that, bro? Shout out Trae Young, man.
Yeah,
I can't, man.
Say,
I'll never forget when someone said his hair looks like a lollipop fell on the floor. And then now he's out there just fucking styling on dudes, throwing off the backboard alley oops to John Collins and shimmying before he hits a 3. I know that their team got killed today, but my goodness, Trae Young. Bro, but yes, Bucks in 6. We can agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even watch that game. I mean, I put it on for a bit, right? Like, like the second quarter, and then I'm just like, obviously, I'm loving to see my boy Drew Holiday kill it and whatever. But I'm just like, I had to turn it off by a second, like by halftime, bro. Because I was just like, bro, like, what the fuck, bro? Like, that's like, I can handle like beheadings, ISIS beheadings. Yeah, I can handle like this gore and fucking,
Yeah,
all
you
kind
watch
of shit.
that recreationally.
Yeah, like RIP Live Leak. I believe it's fucking shut down. But what I'm trying to say though is that like that, what I was watching, bro, like, I can't do that shit, bro. Like, that was a fucking massacre, bro. That was like some fucking proper war crimes going on, and it's just like, how the fuck these guys are gonna recover from that?
Lively got shut down?
Sorry?
Lively got shut down? Oh,
Lively got shut
man.
down, bro. Yeah, I know,
man.
right?
Put it in the cemetery next to Best Gore and Prime E-Bombs World. Like E-Bombs World when it was useful. That was an E-Bombs World game. Yeah, go ahead.
I totally forgot about that freaking website, E-Bombs World, until you freaking brought it up just then.
Yeah, that's where I used to watch the ghost videos that would scare the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Scary. Yeah, man. Wait, we don't want any storms going on, yeah?
Yeah.
No. Anyways, continuing on. Basically, what I want to say with today's Bucks game, bro, I just pretty much, it's just like, yeah, that's pretty much like a wrap. Not a wrap completely. Like, I would give Atlanta to win another game at their home, but apart from that, yeah, see ya, boys. Like, it was, but having said that, like you said, that is like completely no fucking disrespect to Trae Young. Like, if anything, I myself, I've just always, because you're talking about the lollipop hair shit, I've just always thought he just looks like a little fucking rat, bro. And I've always been like, all right, bro, yeah, get into the playoffs, yeah, fucking mad cunt or whatever. But I mean, it's always been like a nice touching story how like Kobe's daughter and Kobe were watching his games, and she was like admiring his skills and shit. So that's cool. But apart from that, though, obviously last year we had the Miami Heat going all the way to the fucking finals. I feel as if a lot of people are rooting for Atlanta to go all the way, but I feel as if where the fuck you guys already are right now within the Eastern Conference Finals, and on top of that, fucking stealing the fucking game one at Bucks' home court, to show that you guys aren't fucking around, bro. Like, I think that itself is already fucking an amazing achievement. And I think you yourself actually brought up the fucking Atlanta Hawks super team they had with Al Horford and whatnot, like fucking in the last episode, right?
Yeah,
and
I compared them to the Utah Jazz of today. Yeah.
Oh, and where do they fucking go? But basically, though, that version of Atlanta Hawks, they got swept.
I believe they got swept in the Eastern Conference Finals against LeBron James' Cavs.
Exactly.
2015,
yeah. Yeah, because what I was seeing when Trae Young and his boys and John Collins obviously won this game, it was just like their first fucking win in the Eastern Conference, in the conference finals since like fucking forever. So I was like, oh shit, bro. Like, Atlanta ain't like, don't sleep on Atlanta. Like, they're a fucking good team. Like, they're a solid fucking team. Even when they had made those adjustments and whatnot. And I think it is quite an interesting change, or like quite an interesting trade how they gave back Rondo. Not gave back, but they gave Rondo over for Lou Will to the Clippers. I think that makes a lot of sense for like both teams, especially now. But even pieces like fucking Gallinari, and then obviously John Collins now is fucking blowing up and whatnot. Trae Young,
Bogdanovic, who's also playing on one leg, kind of like Marcus Morris is. Their team is a little bit injured. That's extra respect to them. They've got guys like Chris Dunn who are on the sidelines who are actually a big part of their team, and they just got to work it out without them.
Yeah. And I was going to say, but the main thing I want to say though is I do, and because of me, I've always thought Trae Young is this little fucking rat. I have to give this little rat fucking respect now, like, because
got to give him his cheese.
Yeah, exactly. Because in the fucking big moments, he's stepping up, bro. Like, he's not fucking choking. He's not giving a fucking James Harden fucking game. Like, he's fucking there, bro. He's he's the fucking man, right? So I gotta give him fucking respect. Having said that too.
By the way, I was wondering, like, we're almost 45 minutes in. I'm wondering, when's this guy gonna get to the part where he roasts James Harden? When's he gonna get to his Harden roast? There you go. It took 44 minutes.
Quick sneak this there.
Quick fuck James Harden.
Yeah. But it's funny you mention that, because I was just about to fucking go hard on Philly. Fucking eat a dick, Philly. Like,
oh my goodness, eat a dick, Doc Rivers.
Like, yeah. So yeah, like, the main thing is that I want to give as much respect to Atlanta and what they've done so far, and freaking Trae Young too. But at the same time too, like, Philly, like, legitimately had the easiest fucking path to the conference finals. and these motherfuckers couldn't even do that. And that fucking Simmons fucking play down the. I love that shit, bro. I love that shit because obviously we're Aussies and whatnot. People are like, oh, bro, yeah, Ben Simmons. I've never fucking liked Ben Simmons, man, myself. But I do know a lot of fucking, like people within, Sydney, Australia, whatever. A lot of people that don't fucking like, actually, right? That are full Philly fans, full like, yeah, bro, Ben Simmons this, Ben Simmons that. I'm like, hi, bro. See a fucking, get traded for fucking what? Who you gonna get in return? Fucking, I'm thinking of like really fucking shitty fucking player. I don't know. No, I don't want to disrespect because no one's as shit as him, bro.
That's a nice save.
Send to fucking send to fucking Shanghai Sharks, bro. Get
Shanghai Sharks, Guangdong Tigers.
With Kuzma. With Kuzma. All these other fucking cats, bro. And then bring back Jeremy Lin. Yeah,
bring back Jeremy Lin. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but seriously, fuck off Ben Simmons. Like, bro, how can I be talking shit about fucking James Harden and I'm not even talking shit about Ben Simmons? Like, fuck off Ben Simmons. Embiid, though, he's got my respect. He's earned it over the years. He's a good lad.
He put out a tweet that was kind of like skirting responsibility, which he didn't need to take too much responsibility. He played his ass off that series, but he kind of ended off his tweet with, "Oh, this is why I played with a torn meniscus, by the way." And I think that was him kind of going, "Hey, it wasn't my fault." I don't think he needed to really do that, because he played fantastic in MVP season. It really, like, they failed as a unit. Doc Rivers' adjustments were non-existent. He put out all bench lineups that would get absolutely killed. Ben Simmons is a fucking fraud, so it wasn't really Embiid's fault. Yeah. So he does like little things that, but nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. So Joel Embiid, respect for how he played. If he really played on a torn meniscus, and to be honest, he's allowed to complain about it.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess as long as we're both in agreement that fuck Ben Simmons, correct?
Yeah, this has been my favorite part of this episode so far, is where two Aussie dudes come together to say fuck Ben Simmons, he's a fucking fraud. Fuck those 4 and 20 meat pie commercials that kept on playing on ESPN 17 times in ad break. When Ben Simmons makes a three, we give a big high five, and then he does that stupid fucking smug smile when he's not going to hit a three until fucking hell freezes over. Oh my god, it was so annoying. It was, I don't know, it was kind of like Schadenfreude, some kind of poetic justice when they went down, because a part of me hoped they were going to stop playing those ads out of shame, but alas, to no avail. But at least I don't get to see him play anymore.
Yeah, these guys are tone deaf, man, and that's what I love, because obviously they're making fun of him shooting the three, but my man couldn't even do a fucking dunk. He couldn't even do a fucking layup to the fucking. He's passing that shit off.
Yeah, when Ben Simmons makes the layup, we give a big high five. How about that?
Yeah, when Ben Simmons fucking does anything useful, not on the defensive side,
Narrator's note: no high fives were given that day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
He's not even a fucking Aussie, bro. He doesn't even have a fucking Aussie accent. He's just full like...
he's lost his accent as he's lived in America. You can hear it when he live streams Call of Duty Warzone, where a lot of his annoying, arrogant personality comes out. I know you can't, you shouldn't judge people on that, like when they're playing video games and bantering and shit. But you can just tell, bro. This dude doesn't want to. Like some dude commented in one of his Twitch streams that he shoots like Shaq, which is like funny. Yeah. And then it's like, he played it off nicely, but then he said some shit like, dude, my team scores like 40 points off my assists. And then he ends it off with, just appreciate what I do. Like, how fucking,
so he's like,
how moronic do you have to be to just get so defensive? Yeah. No pun intended, defensive, because he's a pretty good defender, to be honest, about your shortcomings as a player, and like how you can just be better if you do one thing, which is practice your shooting, and you just don't want to do it. And then, oh, look at that, it comes back to bite you in the ass. Like, it's honestly, it's well deserved. Any death threats and all that shit he might be getting from Philly fans is probably a little bit red hot, but the slander, absolutely deserved.
Yeah, let it happen. That's how I see it.
That's nature. That's Mother Nature.
Yeah, exactly. It's survival of the fittest out in these streets for me. Ben Simmons. I guess we can. I'm very happy to say, fuck Ben Simmons. That's all well and done.
Yes, sir.
I guess the only reason we're talking about Ben Simmons is because we're talking about how these motherfuckers choked to fucking Hawks. So, as much as obviously we have such bias against Mr. Simmons and whatnot, we have to give, like I keep on trying to stress, as much credit. All the credit is due for fucking Atlanta Hawks. Almost the same as the Clippers, I'd say, with that too, in which both of these guys, time and time again, they're stepping up and they're fucking, getting the dub and shit. So respect to fucking Atlanta for that. But that's the thing. We both do agree with. Oh, sorry. The last thing I want to say about the Atlanta fucking team before I kind of talk about how that series is going to end. Basically, how me and James kind of like joke, right? Basically, like, you know, Zion comes to our fucking team, and then they see fucking, and then, you know, we've seen what's his face, AD go like fuck off from Pelicans, win a fucking chip, and then now we got Drew Holiday fucking off, and, you know, in the actual legitimate, you know, conversation to winning a chip, right? Drew Holiday obviously with the Bucks now, right? But someone that has been a bit under the radar, I gotta give a fucking shout out to, because I was watching him play some fucking solid minutes for Atlanta. Fucking Solomon Hill, good old mate Solomon Hill. Basically, you know, this can't. Obviously, people might say, "Oh, you know, injuries are just not a good fit," whatever bullshit like that. But basically, when he was on our team, like, we've got episodes worth of content fucking roasting this man, right? Solomon Hill, right? But then also, like, you know, I did have a kind of phase where I was a bit like, bro, like, did we, you know, like, did I go too far? like, you know what I mean? Like, was I wrong? Anyways, though, Solomon Hill fucking last year was on the fucking Miami Heat team, going all the way to the fucking finals, for fuck's sake. Obviously didn't have as many valuable minutes or whatnot, but basically this time around he's on the fucking Atlanta Hawks, bro. Where these guys at, bro? They're fucking having another quote unquote Cinderella fucking run up to the conference finals. And I saw in that first game in which they actually got a W, freaking this guy's actually going one-on-one with fucking Drew, bro. Like, Drew Holiday, previous teammates and whatnot, right? And this is like in like legitimately clutch moments, like in the like down the fucking fourth. He's giving like valuable fucking minutes, especially on fucking defense. He was doing really great, not only on Drew, but even Chris Middleton and whatnot. But I gotta give a fucking shout out to Solomon Hill, bro. Like, he is the missing piece. Like, not only did fucking AD go and find himself, quote unquote, poofta, but also, you know, Drew went on to better things. But let's not forget, so did my boy Solomon Hill, bro. You know what I mean? So did my boy Solomon Hill. So I don't know, maybe it's just a fucking cursed baby franchise that I'm stuck with, as I am a quote unquote Pelbro. But that's part of the game. But I just gotta give credit to fucking Solomon Hill. He's also been a solid fucking pickup for the fucking Atlanta Hawks, surprisingly. That's what I'll say. But anyways, having said that, I do want to say, obviously, we're both in agreement that Bucks are going to win that series, right? So that brings us to the final matchup, then, sir. What's his face? Clippers versus Bucks. What do we say?
Oh, goodness gracious. Clippers versus Bucks.
And no Kawhi. Let's just imagine no Kawhi too.
Yeah. I have never really favored a healthy Clippers team over a healthy Bucks team. And that's really even with Kawhi. I don't think that the Clippers would beat the Bucks in the finals if the Bucks have Giannis and Giannis is healthy, and they have Drew and he's healthy, and they have Middleton and he's healthy, and they're not too gassed, and they have Brook Lopez, who is a better big man, to be honest, than Ivica Zubac. Ivica Zubac can't really outplay him. He can't really... He's not bigger than him. He's not stronger than him. He's a little bit faster, but at that point, you might as well go small ball and force him out. So I would actually have the Bucks over the Clippers in 6 in that scenario.
Oof.
I would have the Bucks in. I would have because the Clippers don't have a superstar like Solomon Hill who can just shut down perimeter players. Shout out Solomon Hill. He had 4 points in their game 1 win, but you wouldn't think that he had 4 points. You would think that he had 400 the way he's just running around doing something.
Bro. Wait, what I'm trying to say, bro, is that, you know, what he does doesn't appear on the stat sheet, bro. It doesn't appear on the fucking box score, bro. What he brings, the veteran leadership in the locker room. You know, not only did he do it with the Hawks up to this point, right, in the Cinderella run, but also with the fucking Miami Heat, bro. Like, he was there in the locker room. Like, you cannot deny me the fact that he was in the locker room. I seen a picture of him holding the freaking Eastern Conference trophy, bro. Yeah. So I'm just trying to say, bro.
It looked good in his hands as well. It looked natural.
Yeah, it looked natural, bro.
He's like a weird Patrick McCaw figure. Teams that he's on in recent couple of years have just found success magically. Maybe he's like a hidden ether, but he's actually playing. Patrick McCaw wasn't playing. This dude's on the floor and he's getting minutes. And he makes homeless people look rich. Like, that beard and that hair, he looks like he hasn't owned a house in the last 5 centuries. But yeah, he's man, shout out to Solomon Hill. LeBron must be so salty sitting at home and watching Solomon Hill still this deep in the playoffs, and he's on the floor.
Yeah.
The guy who injured him, that's just pain.
Wait, was it Solomon Hill that injured him?
It was Solomon Hill that landed, basically his body landed awkwardly into LeBron. LeBron's leg bent. Yeah.
Oh,
a lot of Lakers fans on Twitter, they're like, man, fuck Solomon Hill. All of this shit is Solomon Hill's fault. Referring to the Lakers season being a failure due to injuries and continuity issues and all that shit. It's all Solomon Hill. Everything comes full circle. The universe essentially revolves around Solomon Hill's homeless hair and beard.
Dude. Okay, obviously, we're always very we don't want to make fun of fucking injuries and whatnot. But oh my god, yes, I fucking love Solomon Hill. I didn't, because this is knowledge to me. This is like new knowledge to me. Like, yeah, bro, I fucking love Solomon Hill. Like, he is actually the fucking person single-handedly carrying this entire fucking league from fucking being completely bought out.
He saved the universe from annihilation,
bro.
Really.
He's the fucking man, bro. Like.
He's the protagonist of the NBA.
Yeah. Mate, if you think about it, right, on a sentimental kind of value or whatever kind of way, how you want to see it, right? I don't know if that's the right word, but basically, on an allegorical level, let's say, right? LeBron James, what does he represent? China greed, right?
Yeah.
And then there's Solomon Hill, right? Just playing good defense, right? Just playing some good, hard, some
true
good,
basketball.
hard American basketball, right? And, LeBron James, as per usual, being a fucking diva with his fucking Chinese greed. And what happens? He gets injured. And what we're going to do? Oh, we're going to try and blame it on Solomon Hill? What happened to that fucking... Aren't you the motherfucker that's fucking just bragging to everyone? Oh, bro, yeah, bro, I spent $1 million on my body, da-da-da. Then why the fuck is it Solomon Hill's fault, my friend? Right? That's what I'm trying to say. But what I'm trying to say with that, though, is that it was all intentional. Solomon Hill was...
Wait. Do you phrase it like that? It was all intentional?
As in not intentional by him, just more so it was what was written.
Yeah,
it was what was written by Allah, by the God, by the man upstairs.
Bismillah, alhamdulillah.
Yeah, it was just Kala, my brother. But anyways, it was done to pretty much set balance to the universe. So I'm actually like fucking amazed right now, like, because this same motherfucker Solomon Hill that we had been roasting since day one on fucking the Pelbros, and that's the thing, no one else, I can guarantee you, no one else on the fucking YouTube or on fucking internet, whatever, can give you more Solomon Hill content than us, right? I'm pretty sure I made a fucking song about Solomon Hill. You know what I mean? I don't know about a song, but I definitely made a fucking like a letter of like goodbye and shit, like a tearful, like. There's a lot of fucking content we have about Solomon Hill. So the fact that it's the same motherfucker that not only fucked up from the Pels and fucking, went on to better things with Miami and then now here, but now you're telling me that he's the fucking man that was involved in this entire fucking LeBron James injury, and then on top of that, getting the best part, the Lakers fans getting all fucking mad and shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very happy to have dropped that bombshell on you that the NBA revolves around Solomon Hill and no one else.
If anything,
this is Solo Bros now. This isn't Pels Bros. It's Solo Bros.
Yeah, true. If anything, as like I would, if only because Drew Holiday is on the Bucks. If anything, because Solomon Hill is on Atlanta Hawks, I would have fucking said they're going to the fucking finals. But because only for the fact that Drew Holiday, and that's true because I've never liked the Bucks until fucking Drew Holiday's on their team, right?
Yeah.
But only because of fucking Drew Holiday, do I'm like, I'm sorry, Solo. I love you, everything like that. I respect everything you've done for not only us, but the universe in general. But Drew Holiday's my boy. He's got to go to the fucking finals. He's got to advance to the finals. Okay, so having said that, that is a tough one because I have always just been Clippers are favorites, and I'm actually still surprised at how far they've gone, how deep they've gone. I still do want to see them get to the finals because the Clippers and Bucks finals is fucking ideal because whoever wins, I fucking win at the end of the day anyway.
Fair,
obviously. Not really because fucking no Pelicans, but
this is a Pelicans podcast.
yeah. At the end of the day, but basically, the Clippers and the Bucks has been like my fucking dream fucking matchup for the finals. So I'll be happy with that to see it. Shit, though, but it is true. It's just like, man, can I really fucking see the Clippers beating the fucking Bucks in the finals, especially with no Kawhi Leonard?
It's tough, man. So is this another situation where you go with your gut? Because what if even your gut is telling you, yeah, Milwaukee probably going to pull it out?
Like, as much as I love Drew Holiday, like, I'm just going to stick with, like, my word, bro. I'm just going to, like, ride or die on that fucking shit, bro. Like, Clippers going to win that shit in 6.
I really like how...
All seven.
Okay.
All 7.
I do like how you stuck to your guns from the last podcast, and you're like, yeah,
bit of integrity, bro. Bit of integrity. I don't know if any of these quote unquote beat writers are fucking giving you none of that, eh?
No, well, they should beat it if they're not.
Or beat some of this fucking dick in your fucking face, Rachel Nichols. Yeah, I'm talking to you, girl. My boy Kwame Brown. Tell me what you be doing.
Ooh, Kwame Brown. That man saved the NBA as well. Kwame Brown, Solomon Hill, the unsung heroes.
True.
Another thing to note is that the Clips would have home court advantage over the Bucks, I believe. So
wait, do they?
Yeah, they would have had the better record.
Do they have the better record?
Yeah. So,
well, if that's the fucking case, my friend, then Clippers are fucking winning that shit, my friend. Yeah, 100%. Because if anything, that was my kind of like, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
fuck it. Clippers win because Tyronn Lue is better than fucking
Mike Budenholzer.
Like the fucking butt. You say Budenholzer, I just like to say the fucking guy that has Bud in his name.
Yeah, Bud. Or Mike Booty Holder, because his half court offense sets and schemes are booty. So
yeah, I was gonna say because it's kind of like for the pretty much for the last however many fucking playoff runs or quote unquote runs, playoff appearances that say the Bucks have had, I've always just like it's just always been the same shit. Hey, let's build a fucking wall for Giannis and see what happens.
Yeah. Shout out Stan Van
Gundy. Meanwhile, Mr. fucking shout out to Stan Van Gundy fired, but basically what's it called? Mr. Bud, Mr. Podhead, whatever, just like huh? I'm just surprised he hasn't got fucking fired yet. Really.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. It's funny if unless they win the championship, I think that he really will be fired. And
yeah, exactly.
Man, people were asking in their loss against the Nets, where they allowed Kevin Durant to pop off for 49. People are asking like, "Hey, has a coach ever been fired during a series?" Because man, it's looking like that might be necessary at this point. So anything short of a championship, I think he will be gone because man, his faults are legitimately glaring, and they're probably going to move on from him.
Yeah, honestly, I feel as if with him, he would have already been out of a job for this season if it legitimately wasn't for Drew Holiday. Like Drew Holiday is the only fucking reason these guys are like anywhere past the fucking first round. That's my 2 cents. Okay.
Yeah, I would you probably like embellish Drew's strengths more than I would because of your attachment to him. But like he does seem like the quintessential kind of guy who would like steady a ship. If a team is kind of like upper middle of the pack, like being a contender, you add a guy like him, and he's like he calms everything down. He adds like a defensive presence and some offensive stability, and he just kind of makes everything work.
It's true. He is potentially the missing piece for them. So that's quite interesting. So you yourself, the Clippers fan, I think it's better for you to actually be going for Bucks because you were saying that you were going for Utah in the previous series and obviously Clippers won. So, but then again, it doesn't work because then you did say Clippers are going to beat the Suns. But still, I think we're in the moment where it fucking matters the most, the finals. I think it's good for you to go to the Bucks because then, oh shit. Oh, I didn't want this to happen. Oh no, Clippers won the fucking finals.
Yeah. Well, I will have been 2 out of 5 rounds accurate in my prediction. So that would have been 2 out of 5 rounds where I believe the Clippers would be the team to win the series. So that mathematically makes it an underdog championship for the Clippers. Hey. At least from where I'm standing. And man, how awesome is that? Like, I know that between like us as friends, like an ideal finals would be your team versus my team. So Pelicans versus Clippers. Maybe in like 72 years, we'll get that to happen once we get some, like some good, some top, let's say front office coaching staff players, like that whole mix.
Basically, okay. I was gonna say a lot of people want to talk about like relocating. We don't need to relocate. We just need to go back to the Eastern Conference, and then we can make this reality.
Why is New Orleans in the Western Conference? I think.
Don't ask me. Don't ask me. I don't fucking know.
Man, NBA is fucking weird sometimes.
It's part of the game, my friend. Wait, did I interrupt you though? Were you saying something?
Oh yeah, no, I was just gonna say like ideally it would be Pelicans versus Clippers, but if not, then maybe your favorite player versus my team, and then there you go, we've got it. Assuming the Bucks and the Clippers hold up their ends of the deal, it'll be one for the ages.
Yeah, true. Oh, I mean, yeah, because I was gonna say, what did you mean, Solomon Hill in the finals versus the Clippers?
It's funny.
Like,
well, you like if Drew fails, which you definitely wouldn't want to see. You wouldn't be able to be too mad because Solomon Hill would succeed, and the man who saved the NBA deserves his flowers.
Yeah, exactly. My last kind of note, because we already passed an hour. Shout out. So it's just kind of like, we may as well just fucking chill for a bit. Yeah. Basically, I had to write this fucking down because I had forgot it when we were talking about Ben Simmons, but I have like so much fucking like fuck you Ben Simmons that it just came back to me, and I'm like, I need to bring it up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
This isn't necessarily a knock at Ben Simmons. Yeah, it is a bit. Basically, because you were mentioning Ben Simmons doing the streaming shit like that, right? It's just like, he's just like, and then later, well, if it wasn't for me, we wouldn't be getting like 40 fucking points and like I'm fucking Ben Simmons. Yeah, anyways, just in general, like no fucking sense of humor, just a gronk, right? Just a shit kind in general, right? Yet on the other side, the flip side, we've got this how do I say this? We've got this tragic story of this based young individual getting also having some kind of an experience when it comes to like streaming games and whatnot on Twitch TV, right? And unfortunately, I don't think he's in the league anymore, right? You know what I'm talking about?
I'm not too sure.
Myers Leonard, do you remember that shit?
Oh my god! I was gonna recite what he said, but obviously you can't. But yeah,
that's the thing.
I remember a guy named Myers Leonard. Yeah, I think he said some words and then he went somewhere.
But that's what I say. That's what I say. It was just also like a freaking just like a chill joke. Obviously, he's just raging, fucking playing COD or whatever bullshit. It happens, my friend. You know what I mean? It happens, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was some freaking little fucking rat, fucking snitching, fucking, dubbing him, and then he gets fucking, I don't know, some kind of. I think he got some kind of done like disciplinary action, but maybe fine or something like that. But then from that pretty much ended his career, I'd say, because somehow through, I guess the strings that pull us, he's no longer in the fucking league. So if anything, why bring it up is like, okay, if there was anyone, like I was saying, right, if we're gonna be moving Ben Simmons to fucking China or whatever bullshit like that.
At least let Myers Leonard play in Israel.
Bring my boy Myers Leonard back.
Or at least let him play in the Israeli
league. He didn't do nothing.
Yeah,
he didn't do nothing. Yeah.
He didn't do nothing.
That's what I say.
Yeah, man. He didn't do nothing, but like he fucked up. Yeah, he fucked up. He shouldn't have said that. That's not something you
definitely
say.
Shouldn't have said that.
But man, like back to what you said. Change the target. Man, imagine being the little rat that clipped that and it's like, I'm gonna fuck up this guy's career because he said bad words. Like, damn, no team would want to pick him up because of the PR nightmare. And like, fair enough, if you don't, you got to look out for your team. You got to look out for your best business practices, all of that. But man, like, you got teams hiring Jason Kidd, who's a woman beater. You got teams hiring Chauncey Billups, who had a rape case in the 90s. And then no team wants to pick up Myers Leonard because he said a bad word on the interwebs.
And it wasn't even. It didn't even. That's the thing. He didn't even fucking do anything to hurt anyone. And that's the thing. Who knows? People could argue, okay, yeah, Ryan. Well, if he wasn't such a shit player or whatever, I don't know, bro. All I'm saying is it looks a bit sus. Right?
It's a weird
like
situation,
I said,
man.
Yeah, because it's just like, obviously he got kicked off the roster not because of this specific incident on paper, but. Come on, we all fucking know what's going on, right?
Yeah, we know what's going on.
And that's the thing. Here at the Pelbros, we are only looking for the truth. And the truth is Solomon Hill is the fucking man.
Yep.
And Ben Simmons, I'll let you finish that off. Like, what would you like to say for that?
I'll finish it off with bring the tangent back to Ben Simmons' stream of PUBG, I believe he was playing with Karl Anthony Towns. And this is from the very same stream where I was referring to him defending himself from criticisms about his shooting. He was
is this
playing...
who you guys playing?
Yeah,
tomorrow?
He was playing PUBG
it's the same stream?
with Karl Anthony. It was the very same stream. He was playing PUBG with Karl Anthony Towns. And he's like, oh, I'll play one more. And Karl Anthony Towns is like, nah, I don't have too much time. I got a game tomorrow. I got to get ready for the game tomorrow. And then Ben Simmons is like, who are you playing? And then, it was good banter because Kat ended up dropping 50 on this team the next day. But Kat said, we're playing the Hawks. And Ben Simmons is like, nah, you got plenty of time. And then there you go. Ben Simmons roasts the Hawks. And then fast forward. And then the grass is not green. That's not an accurate analogy. The grass is not green on the other side. But hey, Ben Simmons must be fucking smoking grass if he's going to roast the Hawks and then just shoot fucking 0 of 0 in the fourth quarter in a closeout game like that.
Poetic
fucking
justice.
Loser.
Like if anything, then it is somewhat poetic justice. Myers Leonard said some stuff on the interwebs and hurt little people's feelings, or I shouldn't say little.
They are quite big, these people.
Yeah. I've already got myself in the fucking into a sticky situation. I'm just gonna not talk about Myers Leonard anymore.
There you go.
Ben Simmons, though, on the other hand, like I love you, Myers Leonard, but sorry, I can't do nothing, bro. Like, I need to pay the bills. I need to keep these lights on, bro.
Yeah, gotta look out for numero uno.
Yeah, like we ain't all just fucking millionaires, and Anyways, Ben Simmons, though, on the other hand, poetic justice in the sense that this motherfucker talking shit about the Atlanta Hawks, and the best way for Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks to fucking have revenge is, yeah, bro. Get traded from fucking Philly, bro. Like that's pretty much done deal for you at Philly. Like it's pretty much right. Like as if he's not gonna get traded, right?
It's weird. His teammates kind of threw him under the bus. Doc Rivers essentially threw him under the bus by saying, when somebody asked him if he can be a starting point guard on a championship team, Doc Rivers said he didn't know the answer to that question. That's That's like, okay, I understand that you're trying to not definitively answer like, oh, my guy's shit, my guy's good, my guy lost us this series, my guy didn't lose us this series. Like, you just want to get these reporters to fuck off, but you have to say at least that, yeah, I think he can be that good, but he has to improve or something like that. Yeah, that was the worst possible answer he could have given. I don't know how you repair that kind of relationship fracturing statement or sentiment, especially with a dude who's a bitch like Ben Simmons. And a dude who is known to have locker room issues like Doc Rivers. Maybe he creates those locker room issues. Maybe they follow him around. He has bad luck. Who knows? But man, what a shit situation. I would not envy Philadelphia 76er fans right now.
Yeah, but if anything, I'm very, very fucking happy as a Pelicans fan. They can be like, oh yeah, you guys didn't even make it to the playoffs. Oh my god, blah blah. Trade. You guys gonna get relocated to fucking Seattle. Or trade Lonzo, trade fucking BI, Zion, blah, blah, blah. You can if anything, trade Bledsoe. But you can give me all this fucking shit talk you want to do, whatever, right? But at the end of the day, shut the fuck up. You're a Philly fan, and how the fuck do you even go for Ben Simmons? Like, fuck you. Like, out of time. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, have you no fucking
shame?
Pride in yourself? Yeah, shame, exactly. Yeah, like, bro. The amount of fucking Sixers jerseys with 25 Simmons, I'm just like, motherfuckers, bro. And that's the thing, this, the fashion, and that's the thing, I didn't even have to do anything. He does it in fucking self, bro, and the fashion he did it in the crucial Game 7 fucking moment,
passing
so
up an open,
beautiful.
Okay, passing up a three if you don't shoot threes, that's fair enough. But man, when he passed up an open dunk, because oh my god, pain. And back to the jersey thing. Oh man, my brother-in-law has a Simmons jersey because he's a Sixer fan. And so it's like, all right, okay, you get the jerseys of the best players and stuff. And then I asked him because I was at their house a day after. I'm like, hey, did you consider? Because it was in the news that people were burning Simmons jerseys. Like, hey, you burn your Simmons jersey? He was like, bro, I was gonna.
he was gonna?
He was gonna. No, he's a family man. He has a wife and daughter. He's not gonna be doing that sports fanatic shit. He's probably just got it away at the bottom of his drawer with his fucking I don't know, Michael Olowokandi jersey. Well, that's Clippers, but I'm just thinking of like the biggest busts. There you go, Ben Simmons, bust, bum, fraud. We don't claim him.
We don't claim.
He's not from Australia. He's from fucking. He's where's he from in Australia? He's might as well be from Christmas Island. He's somewhere in Australia. That's. He's not from around here. He's not from these parts.
Yeah, he's I ain't heard of him. I never heard of him. I guess the last thing, the little cherry on top is I guess like if you're a Philly fan, that's cool, right? Or whatever, but it's more so what I've hated to see here, specifically in Australia, as a trend. A lot of people becoming Philly fans specifically because of Ben Simmons. It's like, what the fuck, bro? Like, what the fuck? Like, what are you? Like, what the fuck? I never understood it, right? I've always fucking hated it, right? And that's what I'm trying to say. The last kind of, I'll let this die after it. But all I want to say is that it was just such. It was almost as if like when I watched the fucking Suns, what's it called? Knockout, eliminate fucking Lakers. I was like, but this was like 100 times better, right? Because I was like this Lakers one was like this one was like it was
a
so
level
good.
2 coom.
Yeah. Because like this motherfucker did to himself, bro. And like this kind of situation, and I love exactly what you're saying. Like the entire locker room situation now too. It's just like irreparable. And the thing is, the only argument people could make is that because he himself has fucking fucked up, like tanked his value so low that maybe it's in the best interest for Philly to have him around for another year, build his value up before they trade him up. Even that argument is fucking bullshit because it's just all fucked. You know what I mean? It's all fucked. Get him out ASAP and fucking work it out after that. So I'm very happy. You know, sure, we didn't make it to the fucking playoffs, the Pelicans, whatever, but I'm very happy. You know, if anything, this is better than a fucking playoff like spot for me because we weren't even gonna do shit anyway in the playoffs, right? At least this guy did shit to himself.
Yeah,
you know. So fuck you, and shout out to Solomon Hill.
Shout out to Solomon Hill, savior of the universe. But so you would not have Ben Simmons on your Pelicans?
Sorry,
you would not have Ben Simmons on your Pelicans.
Bro, don't even ask me.
You would not trade him.
Shit.
You would not do a 1-1 trade for Kira Lewis Jr.
No. I want to keep that man. Okay. He's actually got potential.
He's the truth. He's the truth.
Yeah, he's the truth.
Second best number 13 after Terrence. Well, Terrence Mann's number 14. Oh, I'm 14. A fraud.
After Paul George, mate.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
And then somewhere down the line is like James Harden, but we don't talk about him.
James Harden, who the fuck is that?
Yeah, but yeah. I guess any closing remarks, sir, as we wrap this bad boy up?
Shout out Reggie Jackson, aka Big Goggles, aka Reggie Vision, aka Mr. June, aka Mr. July, aka Big Government, because he bails you out.
Bro, do you have this shit like rehearsed or written down or some shit?
No. This is a couple of these names were stuck with Reggie Jackson throughout his career, and I believe Big Government was coined by one specific Clippers beat writer. So I just know all his nicknames off the top of my head because he's basically become my favorite Clipper in these playoffs. What a guy! I
love it because like I'm pretty sure like you have it like the exact order too. Right, that's why I'm just like, yo, respect. Yeah, shout out to Reggie Jackson. Why not? Shout out to Pat Bev. Like I was saying too. Shout like diss out to fucking Ben Simmons. Shout out to my boy Meisland. I hope you're doing well. Don't kill yourself. That's what they want you to do. That's what they want you to do.
Yeah, stay strong, Meisland.
Yeah, bro. Don't be. I don't want to hear another fucking John McAfee fucking case going on, bro. I'm just trying to say, bro. Let's not even get into that. Like that. Like that's the thing. I should make like a specific podcast for these kind of issues because I'm just like It's just coming out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like this is supposed to be
what,
like
John
PG
McAfee.
rated,
No. The way he committed suicide by shooting himself 4 times in the back of the head with a shotgun.
Yeah, in a Spanish prison because he was Espanol.
Oh man, he's like, yeah, I'm sure this Department of Justice is going to treat me fairly.
Yeah, Yeah. Yeah. So shout out to my Zenit. And then obviously big. I think I already did a diss shout out, but I'm gonna do it again. Fuck you, Ben Simmons.
Fuck you, Ben Simmons.
But shout out. But what I will say though is shout out to all the Ben Simmons fans listening in. Yeah, bro. How's it feel, huh? Yeah. Huh? Oh no. I genuinely mean that. Shout out to you guys. Yeah. But I feel like Cartman after like he kills Scott Tenorman's like families and shit.
You're looking at tears right now?
Yeah.
No.
I'm like, yeah, bro. Because you have no like that's just like how many of those jerseys I have to fucking see on a daily basis. I'm just like, fuck.
They're eating those Simmons jerseys right now. They're eating their jerseys.
Yeah.
They're eating their 2-1 lead their 3-2 lead that they gave up. They're eating not the 3-2. They didn't have a 3-2 lead. They're eating their he's going to shoot 70% from the free throw line next season and everything's going to be okay. They're eating all that shit.
Yeah. And that's the thing, just fake first seed. And obviously now to very, very much finish off this episode. First off, shout out to Drew, obviously.
Yes, sir.
But the last cherry on top, and we'll close it out with this. And I've already given him 100 shout outs, but I got to do it again. Shout out, but not even just a shout out, a genuine salute to my man, the man in charge, Solomon Hill.
God bless you, Solo.
Yeah. I think I've got a tear in my eye, so let's call it at that. Peace out to my boy. Solomon Hill, you've done so much. No. All right. Fuck it. Let's end it.
Yes,
I love you, Solomon Hill.